Hello, 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 one and all. Lovely to have you here. Lots of familiar faces, which is lovely. And Donna from Buffalo. I imagine NY is New York, but I don't know. Sorry, Donna. I just love the name Buffalo. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Hi to everyone. Thank you for joining me. Just an update. All of your orders virtually, I think, just one or two that came in today, are on their way to you. So I'm going to be using the Briar Rectangle sets, which is part of the August card kit that was launched on Sunday. And so I did promise that I was going to do something a bit different with them. And likewise, I'm going to be using the Forget-me-not and Meadowsweet die set, whereas I had the Geum and Larkspur. So different flowers, different sets, and a different look to it all. So these are the dies that I'm going to be using. So this is upside down. These are the Forget-me-nots. So you have, as we said, the background and then the outer one there. And then we have the Meadowsweet, all from the Meadow collection. Tesla's Meadow collection. So a very nice little set. They are, however, limited. So whatever we've got left now is it. We are on single figures. I do know that. So it's just, I promised that I was going to do it, and I can't wait to show you because it's lovely and it's very pretty and very different. Using the large set of the rectangle briars, the outer one and the inner one. And I have already cut those out just to show you. So I first of all cut the outer one, that one, out. You can see that I've got a couple of little bits in there. And that was from the colour card called Artichoke. It's a Concord and Ninth colour, which is an American company, which I wish wasn't so expensive to be able to get over here, because I love their different colourways. The fact that they do the card and the inks and everything else with it, I think looks really very lovely. A bit like Stampin' Up, really, to be honest, but that concept anyway. So I've cut the larger one out, just going to poke out the extra bits. And that was from Artichoke. Then I've taken some lime green matte-tastic card, and I've cut that out from this piece, the plain piece. But then I've taken the Tiny Dots Spellbinders embossing folder and just run that through. Not quite sure. Oh, you can see if I hold it up there. Okay, so just showing you that I've done that a little bit different. Okay, so I'm going to pop that to one side. And with the flowers, I have completely done something different there. So let me show you. I'm going to keep that bit there because that's a bit of card that I want to be able to work on, scrap bit of card. So I've cut them out from white card only. So not quite sure. I've got a third one there because I think I might need all of them. So just white card. The white card is a 220 GSM, and it is just an ordinary white card. Nothing special, nothing textured, nothing smooth, soft or anything. It's just as it is. The colours that I'm going to use today are the Distress Ink by Tim Holtz and Ranger in the colour Seedless Preserves. And I'm going to join that with a colour called Lime Green, which is one of the cheapest. It's called a twin marker, and I got it, if you recall, last year. If you've been with me all that time, well done, you deserve a medal. Other than that, I got them for, I think it was about 12 for £6 in our B&M stores here, which they're just brilliant. They're perfect for something like this. Not going to be colouring per se, but yeah. I was going to use all, I know it's a bit of a funny combination. I was going to use all of the brush markers and do it like that, but I didn't find that it gave me quite the finish that I wanted. So subsequently, I've used a bit of both. So I'm going to be taking this one to one side. Don't want that for the moment. And I will just do both of these to start off with. So with my seedless preserves, I've got myself a very fine stenciling brush, and I'm going to put some colours in a very odd position. So if I pop that over the top, you'll hopefully be able to see. I'm going to bring the camera right close so that hopefully you can see. Let me just check that it's all in. Yeah. Okay. So you can see that there's 3 flowers here. 1, 2, 3, and 3 flowers here. 1, 2, 3. So subsequently, I'm going to take my brush. I'm going to fill it up with some ink. And I'm just going to go more or less what I think might be in the middle of each of the flowers. Sorry, it's moving about. And then give it a little bit of a swell. Nothing more. So absolutely no colouring skills are required, or that will have. Just literally, I'm grabbing my ink and I'm just putting it down and then swirling it a little bit on where I think the flowers are. And I'm going to come down to here and I'm going to do exactly the same here. So I'm just placing the ink in the middle and then just giving it a little bit of a swirl. So it looks very odd, but it will look good. So that's the end of the colour of that colour for this one. Now I'm going to take my twin marker, and twin marker, because you've got a brush one end and a very fine point that end, I'm going to go for the brush end, and I'm going to go where I know there to be some leaves. So I'm going to just, on this white background piece, colour in where there are some leaves. So just in those places there. And I'm not going to worry about the fact that I'm going over the edge or anything like that. I'm just going to go up to the edge there. And then I know this is a very funny spot, but just there, I'm going to colour that as well. So when you look at it, that's what I've ended up with. Okay. Then when I put my overlay onto there, you will then see, just hold it in the right place, that just pops all of those little flowers plus the green bit in between. I think it just makes it look really different. I must admit, the colouring is not very good for the light here, because it does look at, bring it in close for you. It's very pretty. So I can add a bit more, and I noticed that I need to add a little bit more up there. So I will do that. And I think that I've got the centre. Just going to go over the edges just a little bit more, just to take them a bit further. Okay, so it's just a different way of doing it. So when the kits came out on Sunday, we simply did one colour at the background and then cut out another piece, this piece, to go on the top in a corresponding and coordinating colour. But this time they're both cut in white. They can of course be cut in any colour, and it's just enough for you to be able to put any different colour. Now I've chosen these colours because I found some really pretty papers in my stash from at least 10 years ago. You may recall the packs. They were called, I think, First Edition or something like that, by Dovecraft, would it be? Something like that. And they make they were a very good quality paper, and they just will make a very good finish to that. So just pop that on there. Then I'm going to grab my acrylic block so that I can push properly in all places. And then you see that we have got our beautiful Forget-me-not all done in one go. Then I'm going to do a very similar idea with the Meadowsweet. So I'm going to take my seedless preserves again. Now I know, of course, that Meadowsweet is not this colour, but I was going to say poetic license, artistic license and all that. So I'm going over each of the little flower buds or whatever. I think you could also have called this a delphinium or a foxglove or anything like that that's this long spindly one. I've been wanting to do a flower like that for a long time. So I'm just picking up the colour and working my way down. It doesn't have to be a perfect colour because flowers aren't perfect colours. I can have dark areas in some, light in another. I'll turn that round just for the sake of me working with it. Oh, Irene, chic. I like that. I like, Irene says chic. Yeah. I like that sound. But yeah, I think it looks a very different way. I've got a rogue one there sort of in the centre. So, and as I say, when I was playing about with these earlier, I tried to use the brush markers and I just found that the colour was too solid. Do you know what I mean? That it was just a solid colour, a solid lump. And I thought, I don't like that very much, not for the flowers. No, I am going to do another one. So subsequently, I changed my mind and I thought, no, the colour, this colour is going to be a distress ink. Again, I wouldn't use an oxide because it would give not such a deep colour, and I wanted it a fairly deep colour. But it would look very pretty in all sorts of colours, would it not? What colour is Meadowsweet normally? I think Meadowsweet is sort of like a creamy colour. But when I was looking about what flowers that I wanted to do, as I said, I think you could really call this an awful lot of things, an awful lot of type of flowers. It's a little bit of a generic, to be honest, but I just think it's very pretty. So the one in the larkspur in the geum that are in the other set is also both of them that colour up nicely, just like this as well. But it's down to the individual how you wish to do them. So I'm just colouring all the little berries or flower buds or whatever we're calling them. And they're pretty obvious, I think, on here. Pretty obvious where they are. So that's my distress inks. And then I'm going to grab my brush. Let me just turn that over so you're not looking at a funny picture. And then I'm just going to go over down the middle of this. So I'm just putting in some green. Now, obviously, I could cut it all out from green, but if I did that, trying to colour over green would then give you not a true colour, which is why I didn't. I thought, do it in white, and then you could make it your own colour. It's very pretty, isn't it? Yeah. I think they look more natural like that too, Tig. I think that that's what I like, is for a flower to look natural. And for a change with me, the flowers are flat. So although I love to do the forming of the different flowers, we have got to think of postage and things like that. So it's nice to get them. And of course, neither of them will look the same. Do you know, if you put, I'm just thinking, if you put a lot together, that almost looks like wisteria then, doesn't it? Anyway, I won't get carried away with what flowers we've got or what not. So I've done 2 of them, but I've actually cheated because I've actually done 3 of them. Not sure if I'm going to use all of them, but I've done 3 of them. And I have also done 2 of my Forget-me-nots because I didn't want for you to sit there forevermore watching, but I just wanted to do 2. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to use all of them yet. So next I've taken a piece of my, I'll pull the camera up a bit so you can see. I've next taken a piece of my artichoke green card and I have cut that to 7 inches. I'm going on inches, I know. 7 inches down this way, 10 inches along this way. Then I'm going to bring in my scorer and I'm then going to score it at 2.5 inches from either end, really. So 2.5 there, and then 7.5. Move it along to 7.5. So when this is folded, this is going to give me a card which is 5 by 7 and fits into your 5 by 7 envelope. So now I'm going to fold and burnish these edges, and I'm just going to do this one, and then they're both, so when they fold into the middle, you've got this lovely gatefold card. Now, as I said, I found some pretty paper. So I've already cut out said pretty paper, and it's got a sort of a flower on that's got a hint of pinky mauvey as well as a green, and I thought that that went in quite well. So I have cut 2 pieces of that out, which are 6 3/4 long and 2 1/4 wide. And I'm going to pop them onto my 2 folds, my 2 gates. You can see it's a double-sided. I mean, that looks nice as well. But we will go with what we're going with. So just put some glue into that. I just thought it'd be nice to have a different colour card rather than the same old white colour all the time. And when you're doing a card like this, it kind of lends itself to this type of card, I think. Oh, thrown it on the floor. Oh gosh, probably saw my nose then as well. Hi Teresa, nice to see you here. She crept in. So just, hi Julie, evening Di. Just pop that onto the card front. So I've now got both of my front panels. Now, I do think that if we were going to write on it, we would be wanting to write somewhere in the middle. And I do think it's very difficult to write on green or any other dark coloured. And therefore, I thought, as I've already cut out, if you recall, my green card with my lime green there, I have cut a piece that is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, just to go into the centre of my card. I just think that the it matches nicely, and this is what they call matte-tastic card, so it's got a matte finish to it, and it allows you to write on it or stamp on it actually. So if you have a sentiment that you wanted to stamp on with or anything like that, and then so that fits into my panel in the front. Now I don't think I do need to do anything to these, but I could. You could do them with more of your lime green, but I think it's quite nice just to have a plain panel there. So when we shut that up, you can see, hopefully you can see, that this is what I'm aiming for my card to go in the middle here. So before we actually attach it, I'm going to now put I was going to say the plain, but it's now embossed, but it was the plain. I'm going to put the plain rectangle in the centre of the briar. So that goes into there. Could use this, couldn't I? Does give a much even finish, to be honest. Now, my theory is that this card is going to go just onto one of the pieces. It will look as if it's in the centre, but it will actually only be attached on one side, because clearly if I stuck it all down, I wouldn't be able to open it, and all of that trouble that I'd gone to in the middle would be a waste of time. So fortunately it's not. So that's what I'm aiming for. And I'm aiming that on here is going to go my display. Now, as I said, I haven't tried this, so I'm not quite sure how we're going to go. So if we had two of them on there, and then our two forget-me-nots there. Now I'm now thinking, hold on, let me take them off. So I've got two, okay, so could go with just two, but I'm actually thinking three looks better. So I'm going to pull those out a little bit more. And I've got one, I don't want it to go too high, but I want it to go high-ish. So I want it to go over the top of here. And then these on the centre. That's a bit better. What do you think? It looks a lovely little bouquet, doesn't it? Oh, Dilys, sorry. You need to tell your neighbour better timing would be good. Okay. I think I'm going to go around that. Now I am going to put, I've just said I wanted it flat, but of course I've got to put a bit of oomph in it and all that sort of thing. But I think I was going to do just one. What do you think, folks? What do you think? What do you think? What do we go for? Do we go for one in the centre with the three? Or do we go for two? And I wanted to just offset them a little bit. I can trim the little bits down here in a second. Maybe that one. Oh, one. Prefer one. I think three and one. Oh, okay, right, all right. I've got the, I've got the idea. Okay, one it is then. One with three. I'll tell you what. I can see that I haven't got the green all on that card, so that's annoying me. Hold on. I don't know why. Whoops. But I can see that there are some bits of white showing through on there, and I don't want it to. So I'm just going to go back in and colour those little bits in, because I don't want white to show through. That's better. I'm happier now, thank you. Right, okay, so it was decided one then. On your head be it, folks, on your head be it. So I'm going to go with one being slightly higher and the others, I think I'll put them a bit closer together if we're only going for one then. So I'll put the one in the middle first. I shall put glue on the bottom parts only. I'm going to make that one slightly higher and squash it down with that. It will save me getting glue everywhere. I'm going to do much the same with this one, but I'm going to bring it down a little bit lower this time. So it's just going to come down and slightly to one side. And then I'll pop this one as well. Now I know I might be saying this too quick, but because I'm using that acrylic block, I'm not getting glue everywhere. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? So I've got to put some foam on there because it's Wednesday and Wednesday is foam day. If I put a bit of foam in the middle there, would it show? Yes. So let's just not be quite so generous here. Oh golly. Let's pull a bit off, a bit better than that. So I've only popped a little bit of foam, and as I said, you don't need to, but I would be having withdrawal symptoms if I hadn't, wouldn't I? Pop an extra bit of glue, just do that. Do you know, even that looks lovely, doesn't it? And then my flowers can go on there like that. Now I've thought of something else. I've only thought of it as I'm going along, and I might wish that I hadn't done it. And I'm just having a look to see what I've got. Bear with me a minute. Bear with me. I'm just wondering whether... I'm not so good with my hands like this, but it's worth a try, don't you think? Worth a try. Let's cut it. So this is 3mm ribbon, white ribbon. And I just wondered whether I could tie that up there. So let's just pop it there. And then just pop a little bow there. I think that looks quite nice. I was going to do one of my dies as a bow, but you know what? I think I prefer that. I'll just trim off the tail of it. I think it needed to be the 3mm too, not wide there. Every day is a foam day. You are right. Every day is a foam day here, because I've got to add a bit more now, haven't I? So I'm going to turn that over. Now, as I said, if I put glue or foam on the back of this and it was all over it, then all of my hard work would have gone to waste. So I only need to put it on half of the back of here. I suppose it doesn't matter which side, but for me, it's got to be on the left-hand side. So when I turn that over, it's got to be on the right. I know what I mean. So I shall just put, yeah, every day is a foam day, really, isn't it? I'm going to put two pieces close to each other. You could, of course, not use foam. And whoops, and then, of course, that's fine, but I prefer to do it. Let's take the tape off the back there. Extra bit of glue. And when I position this panel on here, I'm going to position it and pay more attention to the fact that I want it in the middle, because I know that my foam is right over to one side, so it's not going to be too much of a problem. But I need to make sure that rather than put it all over to one side, that it acts as if it's absolutely in the middle, or as near as I can get to it. And then I know that my foam will be okay as well. So my foam was down that side, if you recall. Now, because I only put glue on the last sort of third of my flowers, I prefer that because these are still then moving about, and I think that they look more realistic. And then when the recipient opens it, they will open that. And as I said, you've got the back of your green card there, so it does fit in quite well, really. And you can write your message on there. And as I said, fits into a 5x7 card blank. Oh, card blank. 5x7 envelope is what I meant to say. I love that. Isn't that pretty? What is the sweet peas flower like? Sweet peas? What are we talking about sweet peas for? What have I missed? Is my marker, Anita says, is my marker pen that I was using water-based or alcohol? Only alcohol here. Yeah, no, it's I prefer the colour of being a darker colour, a more deeper colour. Intense, I should have said. So it is an alcohol marker pen. A bow would look nice. I still don't know what the sweet peas flower was like. Have I missed the sweet peas? What's the other flowers? Oh, the other flowers are... Now I'll show you it this way round. So that was the other flower. That's the geum. And I haven't got it with me, but the geum and the larkspur. So this is the other set, which, as you can see, I have done exactly the same technique there. And that was quite nice because you've got like a larger centre there. So coloured the petals in green and then the centre just the same, but you've only got the two larger flowers. So that's the geum and the larkspur. I can't see a larkspur cut out, so I can't show you that. Oh, hold on a second. I can. Here we go. It's in blue, but you'll get the idea. Oh, come here. It's a much daintier one. You can see that that is much daintier. Okay, so that's your larkspur. So that's the other set, those two together. But because I showcased those on Sunday, I thought we would go with this beautiful Forget-me-not and Meadowsweet. I hope you like it. I like it. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm just having a look what you're all saying. So, yeah. So are we all okay? We know which ones we're talking about now. That's good. That's good. So I will take a picture of this and I'll pop it up onto the Facebook group page. Don't forget, you'd like to pop over there and say hi. That would be great. As I said on here, let's bring this back in. The next YouTube live is on Sunday, which is the 11th August. And I've got a cheeky little new frame launch that I'm throwing in there. Just something a bit different. I thought I'd try and see what you think. And it would be lovely for you to be able to join me at 11 o'clock UK time on Sunday. Until then, I hope you have a great week. It's not been a very nice day here today, so I hope it gets a little bit better for you as well. And look forward to seeing you at our next one. Don't forget anything that you've seen today, and it very much is for both of these things while stocks last over there. Maximumcrafts.com is where you need to be. Did I say 11 o'clock? 11 on the 11th of August at 6 o'clock is what I meant to say. 6, not 11. Oh, it's the age, you know. Next week, well, next week's very exciting, actually. Lots of things going on next week. And next week, not only is it my birthday, but it also, this weekend, will be the birthday for the Maximum Craft brand. So how exciting is that? Oh, I can't tell you. I cannot tell you how exciting that is to think that a year ago I was, well, feeling sick with anxiety about how people would take to my own brand of dies. thought up from an idea from my bestest friend in the whole wide world, who suggested that we do frames and make it easy. The idea was born and off we went. So yeah, a year ago come this weekend is what we were doing. So I hope you can join me then. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed my little demo for you today, and thank you. Bubbles are called for. Well, indeed. Yeah. No, I've not looked back either. Oh, you are lovely. You're going to make me crying again in a minute. Yeah, it's just incredible. I would never ever have believed when it went so well the first time. I didn't sleep for a week before or after. And I thought, well, I've got some ideas that will last me until Christmas. So that's it. And here we are, looming up for another Christmas. You lot are the best in the whole wide world. And do not let anyone tell you any different, because you really, really are. So lots of thumbs up then, please, folks. Lots of thumbs up down here somewhere along the line. Thank you for everybody, and I will see you all on Sunday. Okay, take care everyone. Thank you. Bye.